I forgot to click the button. I'm just sitting up here like, oh, why is it playing again? Hey, you guys, I'm just so out of it today. I have not been sleeping well. I have a lot on my mind, just the worries of the world. You know what it is? I'm already having bad dreams about February. That's what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed the chat we did the other day, the panel discussion on interracial relationships. Some women wrote me to complain because they wanted to have, more women on, I guess, or they wanted to have, men of other races. And I'm like, well, some of those were booked, but I'm not in control of who shows, actually shows up. So I worked with what I had. And those women who was complaining, I was like, why don't you bring your ass on there then? Don't sit there after the fact and complain about who wasn't you wasn't represented when your ass could have got up here and represented. So I didn't like that at all. I had choice words for their asses, but it's like this. I asked for volunteers and participation and stuff for weeks before that show. So I don't want to hear any shit from anybody about what you didn't have when your ass didn't suggest the name or show up. So you don't get to have a complaint. That's just the way I feel. Now, I hope everybody understands that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Mika was good, because she showed up and she was like there and, sharing and everything 2 times. And she never complained. She was the only one who stepped up. Well, then we had some callers that stepped up too, but you know what I mean? Like to officially be on the panel. So I'm like, I can't be bothered with y'all. Anyway, tonight we're going to have 25 questions again, 25 advice questions. The way this show works is these letters were all sent in advance. If you have a question, as a matter of fact, I made this little thing. If you have a question and you want to send it in, to show, you want to submit the question into the show, what you do is there's instructions. So in the show description down below, just expand the box and you'll see a link that says, just click here and fill out the form and submit your question. Considered for a future show. All right. And Shay will be putting the information in the chat as we go along. All right. So let's get started because we got 25 letters. Who knows? Oh, before I do that, I wanted to share because I had promised I would show you guys this hoochie dress I bought. And then I forgot, right? I forgot. Let me take it off the hanger. And I have to tell you, this thing, I have to get like one of those, I don't know what they call it, like a half cup bra or something, because it shows so much cleavage and boobage. It's like, oh my God, I don't think I should wear this with this, not on a first date, because this guy, he might be like one of those cats that you give milk and you can't never get rid of them. I was like, oh no. Okay, so this is it. And I was just going to show. Okay, see how it, oh, wait, hold on a second. I'm messing up. See how it wraps in the front? So see, this is the part that goes, across the chest and it has this little cutout on the side. So, it's like all of this up here is out. I was like, oh no, I put this thing on. I was like, oh my God. Somehow it didn't look like that on the picture. I think because she was more flat chested than me, the model. But when I put it on, it was all kind of stuff all popping out. I was like, oh my, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, yeah, Yes, I would wear it in public. You don't know me, Cindy. Shit, I would definitely. The problem is, I don't know if I should wear it with him. Okay, that's the only question. Not like I'm not gonna wear it. That's not even the case. I says, do I wear it with this particular individual, or will this give him a heart attack, or will he think that it's a message that I'm not really trying to send to him? I'm just trying to look cute and fly for myself. But I have to sit there and think about it. Like, if I go on this date with this dude, is he gonna get a message that I'm really not trying to give his ass? Because I don't know if I'm gonna like him like that. So I think I'll save that for like, after I decide if I like him or not, and I just want to fuck with him, then I wear it. Oh, you can't see. Oh, you want to see it now? Oh no, girl, it's Diana. I'm telling you, and Vanna, not cleavage. I mean boobage. I mean, it scoops, because it's only that much fabric. So you got like all of this out. It's out. You see, that's what I'm thinking, Van. I might be too cute, and then he would be like all in love and shit. And I can't have that. No, I can't have that. Shut up, Shay. Shay over there instigating. Oh, yeah, because it was all that boom. I have lost some weight, but I don't know. It was just too much boom, bam, boom going on. I'm like, oh, I think now I'm gonna think I'm gonna wait. So anyway, let's get started with these crazy people and talk about them instead of my dress. Okay, question number one. This is a female in a 26 to 30 age group from Felling, England. Never heard of it. Me and my boyfriend agreed to take some time apart. We had a falling out 2 weeks ago and we haven't seen each other since. We have talked though. I originally asked for time and space. He needs it too. When I was ready, I reached out to him and he asked for more time. Basically, he doesn't really know what he wants and is asking for time to think about things. I'm okay with that. Yesterday, he said he needs more time, but I'm not going to wait forever. I told him to take as much time as he needs. But is it okay for me to ask him how much more time he needs or just leave it alone? Time apart doesn't always mean we broke up. Sometimes it's good in a relationship and can actually strengthen it. What happened was that we never really established where things are with us. I just assumed I was his girlfriend. I asked him a couple of weeks ago what I am to him, and he said, I'm a companion. This really hurt me, and I told him I wanted time and space, but I'm ready to talk to him, and he isn't. How much more time is honestly reasonable? Let me break some news to you, honey. How do I say this? Because you seem like the sensitive type. Um, he don't want you. Let me just be blunt. He don't want you. He's trying to do the let you down easy thing. You as a companion, the companion means booty. That's what that means. Somebody to laugh and joke with and get some booty from, but he's not trying to be committed to you. So this time that he needs apart, this time he's giving you to understand the situationship that y'all have. You don't have no kind of relationship. He ain't his boyfriend. And then me and my boyfriend. No, 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 no. You didn't have any kind of conversation which you later admits about what you are. So you putting that label on him is inappropriate. Okay? You shouldn't be having all these expectations of him. He just somebody who's screwing. Okay, you got it twisted. So what he's doing is, I need more time. The time he's giving is the time that he's waiting for you to get a clue and understand that what y'all been doing for these few months or however long it's been. That's it. That's all you're gonna get out of him. He's waiting for you to understand that and stop texting and calling him. That's what's happening. Yeah. You don't never ask a man where you stand, Cindy. You don't never do that. Let me tell you why. This is a little side note because I know your name is pretty new around here. Um, you don't ask him anything about your life. You decide what you are. And what you are is going to either be with him or without him. Okay. So you don't ask me and that you just say, well, this is what I want. And then he's either going to be in agreement with that or he's not. But you don't ask him, well, what are we? Are we going to be committed? Are we going to get married? Are we going to move in together? What am I to you? Do you love me? You don't ask him all those weak ass questions. You don't never do that. You tell him what you want, and he either agrees to give it to you or he does not. And if he balks in any way, shape, or form, or does what this guy's doing, the fade out, then you understand what time it is, and then you just move on. I mean, maintain your dignity as a woman. You don't do this kind of stuff. Well, but the bottom thing is he can't bench something that he doesn't have. He never made a commitment to her. So benching replies that you two had a relationship that he's now gonna, come back to. They don't have a relationship. He said she's a companion and that's all she's ever been. That means a booty call in American language. Okay. They're over in the UK. Slightly different lingo. But basically what this means is she was a booty call and she just didn't get it. Okay. That's what this means. So there's nothing to bench. Question number 2, female 225 from San Diego. I've been seeing a guy for a few months. We are both in our last year of grad school in our mid-20s. He told me he is specifically not looking to get into a serious relationship anytime soon. I really like him and would lying if I said I didn't want this to turn into something more. We had a really honest conversation about it. He knows what I want, but I know what he wants. Should I keep seeing him? We get along great and have a lot of fun together. I don't want to let that go. As long as I keep in mind that this will not develop into a long term relationship, I'm torn. Is it worth dating casually until it doesn't make sense for either of us anymore? No, what you need to do is be honest with yourself about what you want. Now, you just say you really like him. It would be lying if you said you didn't want this to turn into something more. That means you would be hanging around, accepting what he gave you in the hopes that he would like wake up one morning and recognize, oh my God, she's such a wonderful woman. I need to really be with her. I need to change my mind. I need to settle down. That's what you hoping. That's your secret dream. But he done told you what time it is, and you trying to hang around and hang on to him and hoping that he changes his mind is wasting your time. Look at my meme. I just put, wasn't that today? I put that meme up about wasting time because I preach this all the time. So many young women waste years, months, years, decades even of their life in relationships, being loyal to men and loving and supporting men that are not loyal to, loving, or supporting them. It doesn't make any sense, especially when they're honest like this guy is. He's straight telling you. He's not even trying to pretend. He told you, and you still don't want to listen. You still don't want to do what you need to do. You still don't want to honor and respect yourself and your needs and your state of mind and what's going to make you happy. You want to sacrifice all of that just because you want to hang on to some dude who straight told you to your face, I don't want you like that. I don't understand these girls. She's stringing herself along though. So, you cannot blame him. I want to make that clear because you just put stringing along. I want to clarify. The only person who's stringing her along is herself because dude done told her. Okay. And she is trying to figure out a way to hang on to it and put her feelings back in her pocket when she's already expressed them. He knows what time where you are with it now. You can't pretend that it's not real. Oh my God. I forgot to turn this light on again. I have to do this every show. So I forget. All right. Wow, this is really sad. Young lady, leave him alone, okay? As soon as you clear that space out that he's filling in your life, just wasting your time, somebody that you really want will show up. And he'll be ready to do what you're ready to do. But as long as you have your eyes distracted by this waste of time situation, you're never gonna get what you want. Let's move on. Question number three. Yeah, but that's what she's doing, Keith. When you try to like push down what you want and try to change your mind and stuff and say, oh well, would it be all right if I did this and that? So see, she just said I want something serious, and then he said he didn't. So now she's like, oh well, maybe it'll be all right if I don't want something serious and just hang out with him then. That's what she's doing. So she's stringing herself along. He didn't do it. Question number 3. This is a female in the 30 to 35 age group from Boise, Idaho. I'm looking for advice, but I also need to vent and let out some of the hurt. My boyfriend and I are going on 3 years together. We're both 30. We haven't been truly intimate in almost a year. I'm open with him about how it hurts and how I don't feel like he's attracted to me, but he says he is. I try to initiate intimacy, but it gets met with changing the subject, moving away, putting focus on something in the room like the TV or the dog, or making jokes. I lost track of how many times we fought over it, and I end up depressed, feeling worse, while he makes empty promises that he'll make an effort to try more, but he never does. Then yesterday he told me he has a popcorn addiction, and he thinks it's easier to handle himself that way than to actually involve me in it. And you didn't pack up and leave that second? Ouch. I don't have an issue with him watching it. Hell, I watch it, but my heart hurts that he would rather do that than make an effort with me. And he didn't seem bothered to tell me. I'd also like to point out that during past intimate moments, I'm very involved. So it's not like I'm asking for an arm or a leg. He tells me often that I'm his soulmate and he would do anything for me. But this issue is so prevalent and no action actually gets taken to work on it. It's like all the effort that he puts into avoiding it could actually be put into working on it. Ugh. I hate to admit it, but I consider cheating on him a lot. But I know that I just want the feeling of being wanted by someone, and it wouldn't be anything of substance. But I really want that feeling again. I don't know. I feel like I'm losing it and want to throw in the towel. intimacy isn't everything in a relationship, and I understand that, but it's one of the ways I enjoy connecting with my partner, and I thought he did too, and it wasn't an issue before. I know addiction isn't personal, but I can't help but feel self-conscious. Is my body, my hair, do I smell bad? Is my conversation turned off? Really does have me looking in the mirror different. Thanks, Cardi. Any advice for this hurting person? Yes, leave him. I'm gonna tell you this. He done told you what time it is. I don't understand why you guys don't want to listen. When the man straight tells you to your face he would rather do solo things than be intimate with you, and yet you write me trying to ask what you should do. What you should have been doing is packing your suitcase soon as he told you that, and finding your own place to live and moving out. That's what you should have been doing. I mean, if you live together, you said, you implied that you were there, but maybe you're just visiting. But whatever is the situation, any stuff you do have at his house, you get your stuff and you say it's been 3 years, really nice, or 2 years was nice and the last year was some bullshit. But anyway, chuck up the deuces and be out. It's not normal for somebody to be in the 30 years old and you already are not, having no romantic stuff going on with your man. Please. I tried to kill my husband when I was 30. It's like, leave me alone. I just like, this is not normal. He's got some real serious mental and emotional problems. And there's nothing you can do with this. There's nothing that's going to fix this. There's nothing that's going to change this. Every day that you spend with this man wasting time is going to be time that you will never get back, and time you're going to just feel worse and worse and worse. This is just terrible. Yeah, he's got some issues, Tested for what? He's not doing nothing. He's watching what we call popcorn movies on the internet. That's considered safe stuff because ain't nobody else involved except in your imagination. So, but this really happens. This happens a lot though with young women, and the guys, this is so prevalent that they're addicted to the stuff they see on computers and these sites, and they lose the ability to really truly be intimate with women. And because that's, those images are all that excite them after a while. It's a real problem in our society. Even younger guys, younger than 30, are having this problem, and having ED and all this kind of stuff because they can't perform with women only by themselves and only when they get that kind of stuff, going on the screen across the screen. It's just terrible. This is just terrible. So yeah, you just leave them alone before your self-esteem is completely destroyed. Question number 4. This is a female in the 21 to 25 age group from Weehawken, New Jersey. Never heard of it. I'm going on a first date with a new guy I really like this coming weekend to a really nice steakhouse, Ruth Chris's. Ooh, I don't even like steak that much, but I like going there. I'm 24. He's 26. I looked up the dress code and it's business casual, but what does that mean? I should wear. I have a nice black dress that's mid-length. It's sexy while still being modest, but it's fitted and hugs my body, and I'm worried that I would be overdressed in it, especially with heels. What is the right outfit to wear to a place like this? And does any of the ladies have any recommendations for where I should shop for an outfit for this date? Well, it's kind of late. I don't know when you sent this letter because we only do this show on Tuesdays. I don't know. I mean, you could wear it. I don't know what's the weather like in Weehawken, New Jersey, but a pretty little sundress. I mean, it doesn't have to be an after 5 dress. It can be, like a sundress, a denim dress. I mean, put on some little jewelry and stuff. You can wear sandals, flats, or you can wear some with a slight heel. You can wear the wedge sandals, or you can wear, pumps or heels or whatever people be wearing these days. City sandals. I like those, But what are city sandals? They're like strappy sandals with about a 2-inch or above heel. I don't know. They always used to call them city sandals, but those are what I like to wear on dates. So your toes are out, but the heel's not so high like that you can't walk in case they don't have valet parking and you have to walk a couple of blocks. So you don't want to be teetering and have your feet to be screaming and barking at you by the time you get to the restaurant. So, but something like that, you could wear nice pants and a little top and a little jacket or something. It's not fancy. So Google images or something and look up business casual for dates and see what kind of images you see. Yeah. Oh, block heels or block heels the style. You like 4-inch heels? Oh, hell to the no. I'm not wearing that. No, she can't wear a dress like this there. It's her first date. That's the same concern I have. That's over. That might be a bit much. Dude won't be able to eat because he's gonna be staring at the clavage the whole night, just trying to, control his hands, just reaching out to grab some boobage. I'm like, oh no, oh, I think I'm gonna hold off on that. Let's move on. Question number 4, female, 21 to 20. Oh, I'm sorry, I already did that one. Question 5, male, 18 to 21 from Atlanta. A friend texted me out of nowhere after a long time, years to be exact. I know she's trying to get something going with me, but there is no way. How do I turn her down politely? The thing is, I asked her out for a movie about 3 years ago. She never gave me a proper answer, and then she ghosted me. I took the hint and I didn't bother her. She texted me the following week saying that her parents didn't allow her on SM, and I was like, cool then, never mind. I did see her hanging out with other people, but I got it. I'm not the best looking dude, so maybe it was that. I just ignored it. After a while, I stopped texting first and carrying the convo, and the whole friendship just fizzled away. 3 years down the road, now I'm in college, focused on my goals more than ever. I literally talk to no one. I just don't have the time. Now, the thing is, she wants to have a quote friendship back, and I don't really have the time or the skill to deal with friends or women in general. How do I politely ask her to understand my situation? I don't want to come off as an asshole or hurt her in any way, but this is a just no for me. Well, then, I don't know. You sound like you that polite kind of young man that if I were a dude, I would aspire to be, but I would never hit it. So what you do is you text her back and say, "Why are you bothering me after 3 years? What do you want?" Okay, so then she's like gonna say, "Oh, I just want to be friends back and this and that," and you say, "No, I'm not interested. Don't call me anymore and don't text me anymore." That's all you have to do. And that's not rude. It's not like you calling her names or anything like that. Is it going to be a shock and a surprise? Probably. Is it going to hurt her feelings? Who cares? Because she ghosted you. Like, didn't that hurt yours? So why are you so concerned about hurting hers by being honest and truthful? At least you're telling her, which is better than how she treated you, right? So don't worry about that. You just text her the reality of the situation. And if you find that she doesn't listen and she tries texting you again, then you go into your phone and you hit that thing where it says block caller so she can't call you again. Okay. But first you give her the courtesy of making that, her own behavior under her own control. But like I said, I'm a fan of the block feature, honey. Block and delete are my two favorite things to do. So you just take that as you may. Yeah. He's not bothered about her. He's not, he said he don't have the time. He's not even the least bit concerned. Question number 6. This is a young lady, 26 to 30 from Utah. Oh, I don't get many letters from there. I'm writing because I just want to ask your opinion on my mother-in-law's behavior. My husband and I are trying to work on our marriage. So this Saturday, we decided to go to Zion National Park for the day and invited his mother to come along because she looks after our son when we work. I got up at 8:30. I asked my husband what time we were going. He said around 10 or 11. So I started getting ready. When my mother-in-law texted my husband telling him I'm coming over and bringing something to eat. She lives real close. I told him just tell her when we're ready, we'll pick her up. He told me he can't tell her that because it's impolite telling someone not to come and she will get angry. He responded to her by saying, okay, but don't hurry because we just got up. Okay, so he chose a middle of the road response. I got angry because this was direct pressure on me to get ready quicker. I had to change my baby's diaper, feed him, change his clothes, make his milk to take with us, get ready for myself ready. And doing all of that, I had to clean the apartment a little bit because I didn't want my mother-in-law to see a hectic apartment. Not even 30 minutes passed and she was at our house. So the indirect pressure started. She tried to help me with my son, but really all she was doing was pressuring me to get everything done quicker. The whole time she was like, well, did you eat? Are you ready? Are we going? I was like, yeah, in a minute. I just have to do this. I even made them coffee so they'll sit down for a bit until I get everything done. This isn't the first time she pressures us. Every time we go anywhere, she wants to go quick. And she doesn't take into consideration that I have a young baby and I can't always leave on the dot. She expects us to leave right that minute when we said we will. So the whole time there, me and my husband were angry. He was angry that I said those things about his mother, and I was angry that he didn't understand that she's pressuring us, especially me, too much. So basically, another fight and problem. Afterwards, we again fought about something else. He won't admit that his mother is a problem. He says I'm slow and incapable of getting ready on time. He thinks his mother is fast and a hard worker, and that I'm lazy and slow. My question is her behavior normal or is she pressuring me too much? Am I wrong or is she no? No, no, no. Okay, yes, she is, but you know the main number one person here who's wrong in this scenario, your raggedy ass husband. He's a piece of shit. See, he's supposed to be standing up. He's supposed to tell his mother, look, we just got up. We're not gonna be ready for whatever. When we're done, we'll come and pick you up. So don't worry about it. Just have some coffee or sit there, read a newspaper or something. Click. That's what he's supposed to do. Now, if she ignored that and came to the house, he's supposed to sit her down and say, look, just sit here. Don't say nothing. Well, I told you we just got up. So everything's running behind. And yes, the house is a mess. You weren't supposed to be here. We were supposed to pick you up. And nobody got time to be cleaning up and for you to come to a place where you weren't supposed to be. So don't say nothing. And then he was supposed to come and help you get the baby ready so you could get ready instead of entertaining his raggedy ass mama who wasn't even supposed to be there. That's how that should have went down. Because it's his son too. Why can't he change the diaper and get the baby ready and while you make the milk or something, and then you could get yourself ready while he entertains the baby, right? Packs the diaper bag and all this kind of stuff. Teamwork. That's how it has to be. Everything shouldn't be on you while he sits on his ass jaw-jacking with his mama, who's not even supposed to be there. So I'm going to tell you this. He's going to get mad, but this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to sit with your mother-in-law and say, look, this seems to be a repetitive pattern. When we get ready to go someplace, we'd like to have you come with us, but you have this very irritating habit of putting pressure on me to try to get ready under your time clock. I'm not going to do that, and I don't want you trying to do that with me. It's going to put you in a position where I'm going to uninvite you. You're not going to be coming with us anywhere. You can go with your son, but not with me and not with the grandson. That won't be happening. So you have a choice. Either you're going to do what we tell you at the time we tell you, and then you can go with us, or you just won't be going. That's just it. Those are your two choices. Shh, fuck this bitch. And yeah. But see, she's trying to call the shots, but she's doing it inadvertently because the son is a wuss. He don't have no spine. He's not trying to control his own stupid mama. My family knows. Don't you even think about it. Because you're going to get this started. See, and this doesn't have an off switch. So once it gets going, it's going to be all bad for you. So you need to do what I tell you. If I say we're going to pick you up when we get there, that's when you're going to get there. Well, when are you coming? When I come. Well, what time is that going to be? Who knows at this point? Because the longer you sit here asking me stupid ass questions, the longer it's going to take me to start getting ready. You see what I mean? See how that works? Well, she, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with them having a mother-in-law take care of the baby. I mean, I know that's helpful, because you don't really like to leave your kid at daycare with all the other little snotty kids, especially during the cold and flu season. But this is a problem. I don't know, but I see the problem as your husband. It's not you, and your mother's only doing what she's doing because their husband is letting her. Question number 7, male, 21 to 25, from Manchester, England. I'm a 23-year-old male. On my last date, sort of more platonic, but we both expressed an interest in something more if we clicked. We talked about our past dating experiences. Oh. Admittedly, I haven't really properly dated. I experimented with men, but found it not to be my taste. I told her this, and she didn't seem to delve into it further. After that date, we didn't meet up for another like we initially planned to. When I told my dad and a friend about this, they seemed to think I shouldn't have revealed that so soon. They told me that a lot of people think that guys who experimented with the same sex are often just in the closet, and that as they said that with women, it's much more widely accepted for them to have experimented with the same sex and not really seen as them being in denial. This has confused me because I don't date much or interact with that many women. So I'm not sure how true or common this mindset might be. I thought it was ridiculous when I first heard it, but my stupid self doubts poked and prodded enough for me to bring my question to you. I hope this doesn't make me sound stupid. Okay, dude, let's slow down here. Slow down. And I want you to put your thinking cap on and I want you to think about this for a second. Here's a woman who wants a man who's solidly into women, right? She wants him to think she's gorgeous, that she's beautiful, that she's the love of his life, that he only wants to be with her, that he finds her attractive and thrilling and fascinating and wonderful and all those kind of things. Okay? Then you hit her with the fact that you fucked around with dudes who are not beautiful, not fascinating, not cute, pretty, none of the stuff that women try to aspire to be. So now, don't you think that might be just a little bit confusing and just a bit of a conflict to her? Don't you think that maybe she might feel like she has to be in competition with something that doesn't have her equipment in a competition that she could never win because you like things with the dick? She doesn't have that equipment. Did that never occur to you that might cause her some conflict? You know what I mean? Dude, for real? You never considered that? That she might find that threatening and confusing. Because, you like dicks. She don't have one. So what's she supposed to do with you? Even though you say, well, I didn't find it to be to my taste. Well, what if you decide, well, maybe that guy wasn't to my taste, but maybe I should try this other one over here. I mean, the possibilities there are endless for her to have self-doubt and to feel like you're too big of an emotional risk for her to invest in you anymore, right? So she's doing what I always tell women, don't waste your time. Just, you see the dude has got some interest, the stuff that you ain't about that life, then you just do poop and be out. And that's what she did. So your dad and a friend of yours told you right. I'm not saying you have to hide it forever, but it's something that you should wait until you're about 75 to talk about. Now, that's what I'm going to say. Okay? Because don't nobody want to hear all that. Question number 8, female, 225 from Albuquerque, New Mexico. There's this guy at work, and he's known for being incredibly affectionate, but I've noticed, how you going to be affectionate at work? Wait a minute. But I've noticed it's only with women and not with men. Because I speak Spanish and this guy is Latino, he took an interest in me. It started off friendly, but now I'm feeling uneasy because he keeps touching me. For example, he would place his arm on my shoulders, give me a hug from behind when I can't expect it, and start massaging or rubbing my back or give me a high five, but then hold my hand in his hand instead of leaving it at a high five. This issue is just not me. He does this with all the girls, and they all seem okay with it. He seems nice, but my intuition is telling me that he has ill intentions. It's only speculation, so I hate even saying this without anything really happening. He has never touched me sexually or by my butt or boobs, but I just have never been touched at work, and it feels weird. Do I just say, hey, I know you're a super affectionate guy, and that's great, but I prefer not to be touched unless I really know the person? I feel like no matter what I say, it will make the situation more weird. So what do? It's not going to make the situation more weird. When he, okay, so they going to put their arm around your shoulder. You know what I do? I take their hand and I'll fling it off, with force and violence. As much strength, and I have a lot of strength from all my years of weight training. So you go and, fling his arm off and make it fly through the air. And so then it's like, don't putting your arms around me. That space is reserved for my man, and that ain't you. Okay? And so then he knows what that means. You overstepping your boundaries, motherfucker. And so that he comes up and trying to put his hand on your back or hug you and stuff. All of this is sexual harassment. I don't know why you young girls don't even understand this kind of stuff. And you just going around, oh, well, everyone else seems to be okay with it. You work with a bunch of idiots. That's what it is. Everybody's accepting being sexually harassed on the job. You seem to be the only one whose innate sense of danger is even working. This guy is a pervert predator. There's no way in this world he should be putting his hands all over all the female employees like that. I don't know what you guys have talked about it with a manager. But that's gonna be what I suggest you do. You go in and you say, look, no, you don't even say please. You don't say please when a situation like this, you don't ask them anything. You tell them. Okay? These women, you go to the passive shit. Oh, yeah, well, can you listen? No, that's not what you do. You put some bass in your voice and you tell that motherfucker to back off and not to touch you. So you, since you young and you don't seem to really have that street side to you, take your little happy ass to your manager and say, this is this. Oh, I noticed that he's doing this and stuff, and he's been doing it to me too. I don't like it. I want to find out what it is that what would you recommend? See, put it on your manager's shoulders. What would you recommend that I say to him to get him to stop touching me? I have never had any experience like this. I don't even know what to do to him. You played a victim role here because this is going to be the company. If the manager's smart, is going to realize that this guy is a risk for them getting sued, and he's going to jump on him with both feet. But so you have to play it like, oh, I'm so confused. I don't know what to do, which you could get away with because of your youth. For somebody like me to act like that, they'd be like, bitch, what is your problem? What do you mean you don't know what to do? But, you're so young. So you go into your manager and that's what you do and say, I don't know what to do. What would you suggest that I do and how should I handle this? Most likely, if it's a good manager, what they're going to say 99% of the time is, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. That's what you're looking for. So then you just peace out, and then the manager will call him in and tell him about himself and tell him to stop touching the girls. You gonna hug me? Ew. I'll be like, ew, Nita, pull him off of me. He's got cooties. He's got cooties. Yeah, but in this kind of thing, like, she doesn't have to document anything because all they have to do is ask all other employees, and they're going to okay. She don't want me just acting stupid, saying stupid stuff. Yeah, this is something that should be handled by management because it's such a widespread and evidently, long-standing behavior pattern of his. So this needs to be stopped immediately. Okay. I know you haven't heard that term in a while, huh? Cooties. Oh, this is sad. This guy, man, that would be something when I have to go to one of my Spanish friends and say, okay, tell me how to say fuck off, motherfucker, in Spanish. And then don't touch me, goddamn it. It's in Spanish. So then when he did it, I could say that to him because, I don't know that kind of Spanish. But I would want to make sure that he understood exactly what I was saying. So I'm going to tell you in English and Spanish. So I'm going to be bilingual as I cuss you out. That's what you need. So you can't never say that you didn't know what I said, you didn't understand. Because I said it in 2 languages. A female boss? Whoa. Yikes. I don't know. I just would never, I do the never get your honey where you make your money kind of thing. I thought that means your mama. Well, I like that too, though, because that's one of my things I like to say when people get stupid and start saying something. I say, oh, that's your mama. I even used to do that on Clubhouse. They be so mad. Oh, okay. Wow, this is terrible. Question 9, male, 40 to 45, from Ridgewood, New Jersey. 20 years ago, I was young, 25, and foolish. I had a beautiful wife and child. I had a lucrative career in a high-powered law firm in New York City. I was full of myself and a fool. I started sleeping with a coworker, and my wife caught us in the act. Oh, you idiot! I lost everything after my wife divorced me and moved back into the city. I realized I made a big mistake. I was heartbroken that I broke her heart. She was the love of my life. I have never forgiven myself for hurting her the way I did. I regret ruining my daughter's home life. I realized that I was a monster. I was a cheater and I left my family. I got help. I worked at mending my relationship with my ex-wife. She is a beautiful soul, and even though I hurt her, she was open to co-parenting and talking to me. We eventually, over the years, became friends again. She has become a dear friend. She's also the mother of my child. I'm in love with her. I know I don't deserve her because I hurt her. I was a monster, but it's been 20 years and I've changed. I've never remarried because I'm still in love with my ex-wife. I have dated, but I compare everyone to her. I never felt anyone would be good enough to mother my daughter. I have not told my ex-wife how I feel. I'm great at hiding my feelings when I'm with her, but I'm so afraid I will scare her away and she will push me out. But I can't keep it in anymore. She has started dating someone and I am so jealous. She never remarried, but she has dated, but she just never got serious. She's always focused on her business and our daughter. She enjoyed being single, but now she's met this man and it seems different. We're older and I think she wants to settle down now. I know it sounds selfish, but I do want her to be happy. But I need a second chance. I'm meeting her soon and I think I want to tell her. I need to tell her, or at least find out where she stands with this other man. I need to know. Do men reconcile with an ex wife frequently or at all after you messed it up bad? But now that you're able to say, maybe we can try again, I'm nauseous when I think of not taking the chance and asking her out or telling her my feelings. Another side of me says, you don't deserve her. That ship has sailed, you punk. But I don't know. I need advice. Thank you in advance. You know what I would do? I would suggest that you write her a letter. You write her a letter and you say you say what you've said here about how you finally grew up, how you recognized that you were a monster, how you never stopped loving her, even though you were just a jerk and an asshole, that it would be the greatest gift that she could give you in life if she would give you another chance to make it up to her and show her the love that she deserved to have. Dude, you better pull out some Shakespeare. You better be talking some Al B. Sure and some Al Green and the Isley Brothers and everybody all wrapped up in one, all the love swoosh that you can think of, and put it all together in that letter and beg. That's all you can do is beg. And then, you need to do that now. If you're supposed to be meeting up with her soon, you need to do it before you guys have this meetup date so that you'll have time to think about it and be able to tell you yes or no, because you might be right. I mean, she might be serious with this other dude and, have put your ass on waivers already and moving forward with this other guy. You just don't know. But you better shoot your shot now before she actually gets married, because then you'll regret it for the rest of your life that you never spoke up. The worst that can happen is she'll say, no, we're just going to keep the relationship, as it is. And then on the best side, you might get your chance. I don't know. Yeah, but when they realize, and it's really sad how many men are stupid like this, because you mess up. I don't know what they be thinking. And then after they fuck it all up, then they sit there and think, oh my God, I was such a fool. Oh, I wish I hadn't done that. And then they just be all, regretful and everything, drowning their sorrows in alcohol and staggering up and down the street, miserable by themselves and depressed and suicidal and all kind of shit like that because they fucked up their life and they realize they fucked it up. But, it's like, why didn't you think about all that before you start acting stupid? That's where emotional intelligence comes in. And it's like they don't have any until after they mess everything up. I don't know. Just see this pattern over and over, and it just makes me just crazy. I don't understand what's wrong with me. Why can't you learn from the stupid shit that other men do? Why you have to go and do the same dumb thing? You see how they destroyed their lives, destroyed their kids in therapy for 27 years and shit like that? I mean, you see this happening all around you. You can read about it in the newspaper, online. Men all, in these forums and stuff. Oh my God, why did I do that? I was so stupid. And then you see that, and then you go and do the same dumb shit. And then wonder why your life is in ruins. It's stupid. Let's move on to question number 10. But anyway, get busy drafting up your letter. And you're going to write it by hand. You're not going to type it. This is a female in the 26 to 30 age group from Chandler, Arizona. My fiance and I went to a spa last night, and he commented on another woman's body right in front of me. We've been dating for 5 years. How are you going to be dating somebody for 5 years? He's 31 and should know better. I'm so pissed. We were just sitting in one of the pools when a girl behind me takes her towel off to get into the pool, and I hear my fiance say, oh my God, wow. I asked him why he said that, and he didn't answer, just kind of laughed. I asked him again, and he says, that's a big ass. I find this really disrespectful to me and also gross that he's just sexualizing this stranger at the spa. I feel resentment and anger towards him for making this comment. We have a very good relationship and it's normally quite open and honest, so maybe he thought I'd be okay with this. I don't know. It's really not sitting well with me, and I'm afraid this is a red flag. Well, I'm going to tell you this. If you guys normally have an open and honest relationship, then that's probably what he did think. That, you can handle it and he could just be open and honest about what he was thinking and feeling. But he's stupid because, any man with sense knows you only be open and honest with a woman about where it concerns another woman to up to that line and then you shut up. Right. So he crossed the line. So what you were supposed to do is start cussing him out right there in the spa. I'm surprised you didn't. Because I'm telling you, if my boyfriend had done some shit like that, he would become every kind of motherfucker like instantly that I could have thought of. And then I would have got up and left. I said, you think her ass was so fat? Go over there. And I would have said it loud too, so that she knew and everybody else in the whole spa knew what he did. You think I'd been trying to protect him from being embarrassed? Oh, hell to the no. You want to be so proud of saying this shit all to me. That means that she didn't say open relationship. She said open communication. Okay. Don't be putting words in her mouth. Come on now. She said we have open and honest communication. That's what she said. She did not say we have an open relationship. So, but this is the kind of thing that I don't know. This just don't sit with I don't know when do stuff like this. It's just like a match light to me, and I'm telling you, my mouth just started. It's like how fucking disrespectful. It's disrespecting you as his woman and disrespecting the other girl too. For him to be ogling at her and making rude comments like that in public. That's just something's wrong with this dude. No, she says we have a very good relationship. Our communication is normally quite open and honest. So maybe he thought I'd be okay with this. That's what she wrote. Oh, this is sad. Let's move on. Question number 11. This is a female 35 to 40 in the UK. I am 35 and I have severely diminished ovarian reserve. So we'll go through early menopause likely within the next 5 years, and I desperately want children. I'm trying to freeze my eggs, but no luck so far. But I have no reason I shouldn't get pregnant naturally. But essentially, I have to get on with things to meet someone, and I shouldn't be wasting time. See, time again. I met a lovely guy who ticks all my boxes. He's intelligent, independent financially. He wants marriage, kids. He's attractive, seems kind and genuine, funny, owns his house, etc. On the first few dates, I was so happy thinking, wow, he's actually the one. But there have been a few things that I find really cringy and rather unattractive. The main one is that he can be quite effeminate and a bit camp. He's a bit posh. Think made in Chelsea. So without wanting to generalize too much, I feel like this is just a bit of a posh guy thing, perhaps. I think probably in comparison, we call those metrosexuals. They're calling it a posh guy. We've had discussions about sexual experiences, and he's not gay. Well, I guess I can only take his word for it, but I don't believe he is. And he's very manly in bed and confident there. Okay, she put all too much detail about all that. Okay, but every time he does or says something a bit effeminate, it's just so off-putting. It's hard to describe what the mannerisms are, but they're not all the time. But like on greeting me, for example, going, "Oh, hello, beautiful," and just off with the gestures and cuddles, etc. Oh, I know what she means. I'm not sure if it's a bit of nerves, perhaps, but ultimately part of his nature, maybe. He also seems a bit needy with cuddles and affection. He'll make jokes about it and sort of pull me in for cuddles and kisses. And it's fine generally as I am tactile, but there's something that puts me off a bit when it comes across a bit needy for it. Additionally, he has bad breath quite often. Girl, you should have put that at the top because that's the most important thing. I think he's just the type to not carry gum or mints, and he doesn't drink enough water, although he brushes his teeth every night. I have noticed he's the type to have coffee and food without having brushed his teeth and then not seeming to go back and brush them again. I can't hint at this as time goes on, I'm sure. There are a few other things, but essentially I feel like I'm struggling to figure out if these things make me cringe a bit or worth ending a relationship with what seems to be a total unicorn of a man otherwise. He's a lovely, decent guy who wants all the same things, same path, and we get on really well. But if these things give me the icks now, I wonder if they'll get worse in time. Then I wonder if I'll find a man who isn't slightly camp and effeminate and needy, but then has a million other issues. It seems so hard to find a normal, decent man that maybe I should count my lucky stars and appreciate I just have to compromise now as no one is perfect. Like, is what is important now going to be important to me in 10, 30, 50 years of being together? Sorry for being so long winded. Yes, because you wrote a goddamn novel. Anyway, I wish you had been more specific about what these mannerisms are, because you just leaving me in the dark to use my imagination. And I don't know. I know one thing is, when they do this thing here, they be doing that limp wrist thing. I hate that. I hate that. Or when they stick their pinky out like this when they're talking, I don't like that either. That just looks a little too feminine for me. And I don't know, there's just, yeah, that thing where they stand with, how girls stand and they pop that hip out and they put the heel of one foot on the instep of the other foot and they pop that hip out. Black girls don't tend to do that too much. That's mainly white girls that stand like that. But I've seen some white guys stand like that, and I've seen some gay guys stand like that. And so when they start popping that hip out and putting that foot in that instep like that, I'm instantly done. Because, straight dudes don't stand like that. They stand with, like their feet apart, like in a stance. You know what I mean? Like a manly, I'm ready to fuck you up kind of stance. That's how they stand. Maybe they had their hands in their pockets or something. They might have their hands folded across their chest, but they don't stand in that little mincing position with their hip popped out. That don't look right. That does not look manly. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. He's at least dabbled on the other side. Because this kind of behavior is, that's metrosexual shit. I don't like they be carrying that man bag and stuff. See, no. They be getting manicures and stuff. No. They be wearing man lip gloss and eyeliner and stuff. No. See, I'm not about that life. I want you to look like a dude. Okay. I want you to have some ruggedness to you. I want to get close to you and smell the testosterone. That's what I want. Okay. I don't want you to be having the same putting on spritzes of my perfume because it smells so good. We're not going to do that. So, there's some real issues here, but the bottom line is, if you're not feeling him like his manly energy, you trying to talk yourself into it. So what, it's great that he has all these wonderful qualities and that would make a great friend. But it's like you have all this doubt and insecurity about his masculinity. This is not someone that you want to get involved with like that. You're never going to be able to respect him as a man because you're always going to be doubting that he is one. So I'm going to tell you to, break it off. Now, I don't know what you want to have a baby. You better take your ass to a sperm bank and make the magic happen. He's like, you don't have to have a man for that. I'm 40 years old. Damn, you can have some money. You got a job. You got health insurance. Go do it. Nobody's stopping you. And you're going to sit around and wait till all your eggs and everything dry up trying to find a man to be around. There's no guarantee, even if he's there for the fathering part, that he's going to be there for the rest of it. So just have your baby that you want to have and then go on with your life. Question number 12, female 18 to 21 from Castleford, England in the UK. I am 19 and live with both of my parents as well as my younger brother who's 17. Our elder sister's 38. Wow, that's a big age gap. Your parents was tripping. She doesn't visit often, maybe twice a month. Yesterday, I was babysitting my youngest niece, not her daughter, when my sister and her kids came by. So that means there's some other kids in between you and this elder sister. Okay. When they arrived, I was in a different room trying to put my niece to sleep, but she's 14 months old and didn't want to go down for a nap. Since she didn't want to go down, I just walked out of the room and let her play. When we came out, I began to talk to my sister, and she ended up staying at the house for about 4 hours. Okay. But today, my sister texted me and said, there's something I need to talk to you about, and it has to stay between me and you in private. This is going to sound weird, but I need you to wear a bra around the house. Let me know when we can meet again between you and me. Now, this was completely out of the blue. We hadn't talked all day today, so I was caught by surprise with this text. I just really don't know what to feel, kind of looking for some thoughts. She wants to meet with me sometime this week so we can talk, since she said she doesn't want to talk about this over text. So what's the question? You're trying to figure out if you should wear a bra or not? I'm old-fashioned in that respect. I don't think that young women need to be walking around houses with their nipples showing and their tits swinging in the wind under their clothes around males. Because you looking at, you have a brother who's 17. Your brother has friends. Okay, so they come to the house and here's your titties all swinging and bouncing and stuff. That's inappropriate. Okay, it's just not, you not thinking. Okay, no one's saying that you have to be embarrassed about your body. There's a difference between decency and protecting other people's sensibilities and feeling like you're being slut shamed. This is not what this is. This is like, just like, would you go to a job interview with your titty swinging in the wind? Okay. Would you go to like some fancy, orchestra thing or something, concert, the ballet or something with your titty swinging in the wind? There's a certain kind of level of decorum that we are expected to have in society. That includes not having your headlights on high beams and your titties bouncing with every step around men that you're not fucking. Okay. So, that means your daddy's seeing your titties swinging in the wind. Your brother and all his friends are seeing the titties. Your sister's husbands or boyfriends are seeing all this. That's inappropriate. Put some fucking underwear on when you're around people. Okay. That's what you need to do. You know what I mean? These young girls, they don't think about nothing, but they don't be thinking. They're like, well, it's uncomfortable. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if it's uncomfortable. Then get the kind that's comfortable. But you put something on, strap that shit up so it's not bouncing around all over the place around a bunch of different males. And I have this relative. This is the problem we had, okay? Because I don't know what she was thinking. Her son turned 14, right? And he had a little party. There's like 13 to 15-year-old boys, they get hard with this wind breeze, blows by. So he's having this group of friends, about 8 of them at the house. She comes out the room, and I don't know why she felt the need to dress like this in front of those little boys, because she had something else that was more covered up on it. But she went into the room and she put on this low cut, like this dress, low cut, titties half out, tight ass pants and all the stuff, right? This is her son who's having this party. And she comes out, of course, all these little boys, they get boners because they're looking at, they're not associated with the fact that this is their friend's mother. They're little, you know what I mean? They're at that age where this shit happens anyway, whether they're looking at something or not. And so, I have 3 brothers, so I know all of this. And so they're, so now it's a room full of boners, right? And the kids are embarrassed and humiliated because they didn't want that to happen. They're embarrassed. And her son was humiliated. He at least, and I had told her, don't do that. And at least he had enough courage to go and tell her, Mom, can you cover up, put something else on? It's making my friends uncomfortable. I will never forget that his voice was quivering. He was so scared to say that to her. But I feel like at 14, you grew up, what teenage boys are like. That shouldn't even had to happen like that. He should not have had to say that to you. You should have had enough sense to know that, put like a t-shirt on or something. I mean, it could have been, comfortable and everything. It was hot. It's the summertime, but you don't have to be half naked in front of 13, 12, 13, 14-year-old, 15-year-old boys. That was so inappropriate. And so I'm telling you that story, young lady, because that's the same kind of shit you doing. You just walking around like, like it's so no big deal. Put some fucking underwear on in the house. You're just going to be in your room where then you can do what you want to do. But once you step outside of your room where your brother, his friends, and your daddy are, and your sister's husbands and boyfriends, put some fucking underwear on. And that's just the way it is. It's just insulting to them, and it makes everybody uncomfortable. The men are uncomfortable. What are they going to say, though? And you don't have enough sense to even understand what time it is. These young girls be killing me with that. I don't know if it's for attention. They just clueless. They don't think about all they thinking about is, well, it's uncomfortable. I don't give a fuck if it's uncomfortable. Find one that is then. There's like, about 900 different bra manufacturers. Plus they have things called bralettes that aren't as structured, but it still prevents this, bouncing around and the headlight thing happening. Okay, so investigate some options, but put some fucking clothes on. Question number 13. This is a female in the 30 to 36 age group from Elk Grove, California. Hi, Deb. My boyfriend told me, quote, my daughter X will be bringing her 1-year-old male pit bull to stay with us while she gets herself in order, i.e. find an apartment in another state where she's currently at. He told her yes without discussing this with me. Wait a minute. So she's going to come to California to find an apartment in another state where she is? Why can't she just stay there and find an apartment? He told her yes without discussing this with me. The problem is we have 3 dogs, a Doberman and a Mastiff, both male, plus a female Mastiff. I told him that's a bad idea, because our males are a year old also and are hotheads. They don't like other dogs and it could be fatal. After a heated discussion, he called his daughter and recanted, and she's now very angry and said she'll never speak to him again. I don't want to be the reason they aren't speaking, but I think he should have asked me first before telling her yes. I honestly think she needs to stop feeling so entitled. What are your thoughts? This you aren't the reason that they aren't speaking. She got mad because she wanted to camp out at your house for free for a couple of months, and then her little plans got ruined. But she had the option to not bring the dog, put the dog somewhere else, and just come. She also had the option to stay her ass in the state where she is and look for her apartment. All right, she could have done that too. But I don't know if it's entitled on that level, because I don't know enough about what they talked about. You just kind of glossed over that. What is this getting herself together stuff involved? There's this letter's kind of sketchy. But the bottom line is you can't bring a dog like that, another dog, especially a pit, into a pack that's already established with dogs that are territorial and somewhat aggressive. I'm going to suggest you guys train your dogs well, because those kind of dogs, if they get a hold of a kid or somebody's valuable pet, could kill it within seconds, and you are going to be in a world of trouble. So y'all need, and why do you need 3 dogs? That's just them big ass dogs. That's just overkill. Make sure them dogs are extremely well trained. I saw a thing on YouTube where this guy, his dog was like I don't even know how, way on the other side of this giant field. And he called the dog's name and he said, heel. That dog was running for a long time. It was running, and then it got right to his side and it healed right by well trained. That's what you need to have with these kind of animals, so that they are always under control. They know who's the pack leader. So, this situation here just sounds dangerous for anyone who's coming into your environment, including this other dog and including his daughter, because she would try to get in between the dogs and, defend her dog. And then she'd probably end up with her throat ripped out too. So all in all, it was a good decision for them not to come. I don't know what your boyfriend, husband, whoever he is, was thinking. He was delirious, strange, and just unconscious for a minute. But, if you have a relationship with the daughter, just reach out and tell her why you guys said that. I don't know if he explained it to her, just told her don't come. Whereas, you go through it like, we have 3 dogs and they're very territorial. And I'm concerned that either you or your dog would end up dead. Okay. Because they're not trained yet. And it's a very dangerous situation for your animal to be put in, because it's 3 of them and they're a pack and it's only one of your dog. And if all 3 of them attacked your dog will be dead. So we're telling you to stay away from here to protect your animal as well as you. Okay. So you have to break it down for her like that, so she won't be thinking that she's just being rejected. So, tell her, send her an email if you have to, a text, whatever. Question number 14, female, 21 to 25 from the UK. Well, a lot of UK letters today. She thinks she's a pit bull. That's cute. Long story short, Barky. Why did I just look up and see that? That's too funny. I've been noticing things that make me feel my relationship is not right. That means it's not. We've been together for a long time, since I was 18. I'm 23 now, and he is 30. Damn. But these little things have gotten worse. I don't know if I'm genuinely to blame or if this isn't normal. So, for example, we don't live together, but he asked me to do his food shopping. He works full-time and I work part-time, so I'm okay with that. But if I can't do it that day and hour he wants it, he goes off on me. Today is another example. I said I would drop the food shopping off at his work, since he's finishing earlier, but his home and work is 30 minutes from me, and I was going food shopping early, so I said I would drop it at his work. He said, okay. He then asked me to call him a taxi, as he's working later now, so he could drop his food at his house and go back to work. I booked one online to be dispatched ASAP, and taxis in the area were really busy and it took longer than expected. He then rang me to say it's all my fault he will be late back to work, because I should have waited around to take him back home on his lunch break, so he wasn't relying on taxis. He's now not speaking to me. That motherfucker would starve. Another thing is I went to collect him some new release trainers I got to the shop as soon as they opened, especially so I got them in time. And he then asked me to drive to his work a further 25 minutes to drop them off. I said I couldn't do that, and I would drop them off on Sunday, today, which I did. He is now telling me if the size is wrong, it doesn't fit, he wants the money off of me for the shoes, because all pairs have sold out now. And if I had dropped him off on the day I brought him, he wouldn't have this problem. He is so angry when he says all this and insults me at the same time. These are just little examples, but they happen every day. I know I do feel and look like a mug. Wow. Wow. But I suppose I've just always done it, and he makes me feel bad if I don't. I have to apologize all the time, but I generally don't think I've done anything wrong. You don't have to apologize. That's just the way that you choose to deal with this. What you need to do is, instead of dropping off some shoes, you need to drop off whatever shit he has at your house and change the locks on your house and change your phone number and be done. And he was going to be complaining. See, when I have a gift and they complain, you know what happens? I take the gift back to the store. I get my money. I put my money back in my pocket so they don't get shit. Now, did he give you the money to go buy these trainers? If that's the case, just drop it in his mailbox or mail him a check for the money that he spent for the trainers. Okay, to sell the trainers online somewhere. I'm sure you could probably get double the price since they sold out. You could make a profit. See, I'm always thinking like a hood rat. I'm like, you don't want them. Let me figure out how I can get an extra $100 out of somebody for these damn shoes that I waited in line for. You see what I mean? Because he's not appreciative. So you don't get the shoes. I'm going to sell them on eBay or whatever they got in the UK. That's how I would do him. He wouldn't get shit out of me. And he wants some groceries and shit. Buy his ass some canned cat food. Put that in his house and say, well, that's all you deserve. Or dog food, because he ain't shit. You act like a wild animal. So you eat that. I don't know. I would just be so done with him. I don't understand how you can put up with this and still, like want to sleep with him and stuff. He's just a turnoff. Just reading about him, it just makes me want to throw up. I don't know how you can stand it. Well, he's been with him. Honey, dog food, enchiladas. There you go. See? Cat food, tacos. All of that. That's what he would be getting. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's too good for him. Let's tell him it's corned beef hash. And then sit there and watch him eat it and then show him the can after he finished eating it. Yeah, fucker. I wouldn't fly into rage. I'd be flying. The groceries would be flying at him. That's what would happen. I don't know. This guy, he's just a turnoff. He's just using you as a servant. It's unfortunate. He's so much older than you, and you got with him when you were only 18. That means he was in his late 20s already, and you were just a baby. So you don't even know any different. You don't even know that you're in an abusive relationship. Whew. Question number 15, male, 30 to 35 from Washington, D.C. My woman split with me in June this year after 8 years. Wow. This is the longest both of us have been in a relationship. And during that time, we had a beautiful little girl, and we were engaged too. She moved out in August, and we share custody of our daughter. But since moving out, she has suffered more with her mental health. She has diagnosed BPD, that's bipolar disorder. And as a result, this has also affected her work, and they've given her leave without pay while she gets herself fixed up. I saw her today, and she told me all of the above and said, probably wrongfully, that she needs to make some lifestyle changes, like stop having these two friends over on weekends for overnight stays and visits. They're homeless, so basically they use her flat as a place to crash and start focusing on herself. But she accused me of being dictating and controlling. I can see where she's coming from, but I've known her for 10 years, and I can see what she doesn't see. She's relying on me for the past couple of weeks to lend her money and buy her things, not just for our daughter's benefit. And it gets to me that I'm propping her up. I know I shouldn't, and these so-called friends of hers don't seem to put their hands in their pockets. Do I give up trying to help her? Is there a way of helping her without making it look like I'm jealous and sound controlling and dictating? I hate seeing her mental health take its toll and send her into this downward spiral while it's affecting her work, as I was the one who a few years ago helped her seek help for her mental health and get the diagnosis. I'm confused more than ever right now and need some advice. If you could shed some light on this topic, let me cuss you out right quick, you stupid, dumbass, lazy motherfucker. You have a little girl who's living in this environment. These men, these strange people coming into the house and staying there all weekend. The woman's having a mental health crisis, and you sitting up there writing me about, oh, should I help her? Get your daughter out of this environment. That's what you do, fool. Go get the baby. Get the baby, bring the baby to your house so the baby is fucking safe and sound and has food and is not around some crazy bitch who's going off and letting weirdos from the street come and stay in the house. You don't know what they creeping in that little girl's room doing at night with this woman all crazy and half mixed up and sleeping or possibly drunk or high or anything. You don't know what the fuck is going on. And all you worrying about is some money and where she's living and her feeling like you're controlling. You, sir, are a piece of shit. That's what you are. You're the worst kind of father I've ever seen. Get in your car right now when you hear this. Get your ass to that house and you go get that baby. That's what you do. Getting on my goddamn nerves. And we had a beautiful little girl. And then you leave her in this kind of environment. You just leave her. You abandon her to a mother who's half crazy and going through a mental health crisis. And you think she's going to get taken care of well in that environment to the point where you just sitting on your ass and writing me a letter to whine about this silly bitch. Ooh, I'm so mad right now. Oh my God. You need your ass kicked. And I have folks in DC that could do it. If I only knew who you were, you would be getting a beat down in about 20 hours because it would take me that long to mobilize. This is some bullshit. Go and get that baby. I don't care if you have to go to your mama's house with her. You get her out of this environment. These weirdo fucking freaks coming down and spending the weekend in the house with the baby defenseless because her mother's on Looney Tunes. How's she gonna fight? She's just a little kid. What can she do? And her own daddy turns his back on her and gonna be sitting up there worried about who's gonna give somebody some pussy instead of worrying about the daughter's safety. You ain't shit. Oh. Yeah, she's a nutcase. And he just looked in. When she got a diagnosis, and that makes you even guilty because you know her looniness is certified. It's not something you just think. She went and got the diagnosis from mental health professionals. So it's in writing, it's documented with medical records that she's crazy as fuck. And you just leave the baby with her. You don't give a shit about that little girl. I'm propping her up, and she has friends over, and they're not putting their hands in their pockets. You worried about the wrong thing. You ain't shit. Question number 16, female, 18 to 21 from Austin, Texas. I'm 21, and my friends invited me to celebrate someone's birthday at a bar. I said I'd go, but I wasn't going to drink. There were 7 of us, and everyone knows I didn't want any alcohol. My friend came back to our table with 7 beers and put one in front of me. I told him I didn't want to drink it, and everyone there called me rude, saying that he paid for it, so I have to drink it. I ended up drinking it. Beer is absolutely disgusting, and I wanted to throw up. The friend went to grab the next round of drinks and got 7 again. I told them I wasn't drinking it, and once again, they pressured me into it. After the second glass, I felt really sick. I told them I wanted to leave, and all of them demanded I stay for a third. I called my sister and begged her to pick me up as I wasn't comfortable being around them anymore. Everyone in the group is insulting me on social media, and a lot of their friends are leaving me messages saying how much of a pathetic lightweight I am. I'm going to tell you this. I'm so happy your sister came to get you because it sounds to me like they were setting you up for a gang situation. It was a setup. Okay, let me tell you what you do in the future if something like that happens because you didn't seem like you know what to do. Okay, they give you a drink and insist that you drink the drink. How much did it cost? You give the guy the money and then you give the drink back to the bartender. Or they put the drink in front of you. I'm not going to drink the drink. Yeah. Knock the drink on the floor and say, I said I'm not going to drink it. You see what I mean? You got to come hard. It's like they just want to insist that you get drunk. Regardless of what you say, there was a complete lack of respect for your boundaries, your choices, your health, because you started to feel sick, your body. So these kind of guys, these kind of dudes are dangerous, where they want to ply you with alcohol. So still you got to the point where you passed out basically, and then who knows what would have happened to you. Thank goodness your sister was available and came to get you. Now I'm going to tell you this, whoever these people are that you call your friends, they're not your friends. Don't ever go anywhere with them again. Don't let them give you any food. Don't let them give you any beverages. Don't go anywhere with them again. Don't let them come to your house. Nothing. This friendship is over. Not one of them respected you that night. Not one of them listened to your no. Not one of them paid any attention to what you wanted for yourself. These are not friends. And I'm telling you, when you got a gang of people that gang up on one person that bullying you like this, there's something going on. They were setting you up for something. One of them dudes wanted to get at you and you probably didn't like him or reject him or something. So this is how they was going to set you up. Be very careful of these kinds of quote friends. Don't hang out with these people anymore. I'm warning you. This was a very, very dangerous situation for you. Thank goodness before you got to that point, you had enough presence of mind to call your sister. Ooh, honey. Yep. This is even peer pressure. These people this was a setup. This was a setup. Somebody said they didn't want to drink and 7 people gang up on you and pressure you to do it. But that's why I'm telling you, you have to set more stricter boundaries. So if you should ever be in a situation like this, which I hope you don't, because like I said, don't hang out with these people anymore. You knock the drink on the floor. If they get jiggy with it, then you just throw the drink at them. Chip, splash, poop, on the dude's face, who's the one who was the most vocal, was most likely the ringleader in what was going to be the sexual assault of you. So you throw the drink in his face because he's the one buying it after you said no, right? He's spending his money. And so that, to me, is the one who has the most invested in the outcome. He was the one who was trying to get you drunk. It was him. So whoever he is, but then all the other ones are his flying monkeys that, in on it too. They probably was going to record it and put it up on the, that's not even low key. They're not low key R's. They're full on high key. This was a planned assault. There's nothing about this that's innocent. Because even one of the girls who would have been her friend would have said, no, she said she doesn't want any, leave her alone. Right? Or got her and left. Which she saw what was going on. Well, we're leaving you guys because you own one tonight. We out. It's that's how a female friend would do. Not sit there and try to get you to drunk, to please the dudes. I'm telling you, it's a setup. There was something they were setting her up. She sounds like, she's like a little young, innocent V type. And they was after her. This was a total setup. My hood rat bells are ringing. Question number 17, male, 45 to 50 from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm a 46-year-old man that has never been married and single for a very long time. I'm writing to you particularly because of your history of working in healthcare and your relationship advice knowledge. Deb, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes a couple of years ago and have been put on metformin. Fortunately, I do not have to inject insulin. Also, I'm very mindful of my diet and get some physical activity daily. I recently started getting some responses in dating apps and been talking to a couple of women. I met one 3 times in person. I've been talking to another woman a few times over the phone. I'm wondering when exactly I should mention about my diabetes. I obviously do not plan to hide it, but just do not know when is a good time to tell it either. I'm also very worried that it will drive them away. And he put that, that face, the little emoji that has the sideways mouth. One of the other women that I just started talking to is actually a doctor, which means she will be very well aware of diabetes. Can you provide some advice? Yeah, I don't know what kind of diet they put you on. You're mindful of your diet. The best thing you could do is lose some weight. Cut back on your carbohydrates. Things like potato chips, pancakes, waffles, grits, all that stuff, biscuits, all that. You cutting all of that out of your diet. You need to eat some salads and some vegetables and stuff like that. You can have baked meats, grilled meats. Don't need to eat a lot of greasy fried meats and stuff like that. Sausages, bacon, and all that stuff. You could leave that alone for a minute till you get your blood sugar under control. Potatoes and stuff. Cut those way, way, way down. You ain't eat no French fries, hot dogs with buns, hamburgers with buns, none of that. You ain't none of that kind of food. What happens a lot of times with diabetes, especially men in your age group, is you start getting ED issues. You didn't mention that, but that is going to be a big concern for a woman in your age group who's still most likely pretty sexually active. So if that's an issue, you're going to have to mention it sooner rather than later. because you're going to have to let her know, that you have issues in that area. She might just not really want to be bothered with you. I hate to tell you, but that's just the way it is. So I would mention that, by the time you've been, you see it's going that way where it's, headed towards some romantic territory, like date 4 or 5 or something like that. You want to start spilling some beans and say, I have this health condition that I think, that I need to let you know about. Last year, a couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with diabetes type 2. I'm on medication for it, and it affects me in blah, 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 blah way. I feel like I should, let you know that so there's, full disclosure. And then see what she says. Yeah, my wine. I had to give up my wine. I was having so much wine, I thought I was going to turn to a wino. And I was like, yay. Woohoo. Yeah, it's yeah, it does. You can get I mean, you always have it. It's like, just like saying, I'm an alcoholic. But you can get it under control. You can lower your blood sugar levels by proper diet and exercise. Now, for most people, some people it still, they still have problems, but um that's what I would recommend. You just casual dating, date 1, 2, 3. You don't need to tell somebody that. But like I said, by the time you make it to like date 5, things are getting a little bit more serious, and so you would need to tell her at that point. Okay. Question number 18, female, 26 to 30, from Washington State. It says, "This is embarrassing, so I don't want to put my exact location. I made a few missteps with a neighbor, and I want an outside perspective on what to do. I live in a slightly rough neighborhood in the process of gentrification. It's a healthy mix of families and singles, and I'm on the single side with my studio apartment. When I first moved in, I had a neighbor I'd run into outside. He was nice and welcomed me to the neighborhood. And for the most part, most of the summer, we've been friendly, saying hi or bye. He actually smokes out back, so I run into him near the parking lot a lot. Our conversations were shallow and quick, but one morning we visited a little longer and he gave me his phone number in case I ever needed anything. I didn't really plan on texting him, but then he told me to, he'd have my number. I didn't really want him to have my number, but I did text him. Okay, see. Okay, these are the mistakes you're talking about. He's texted me a few times if I wanted to see a movie. I tried to ghost him after that. Stupid, I know, since we have to see him. But I really didn't want to lead him on. My impression is that he wants to be friends or more, but I'm just going through a lot right now and I'm not into him. This last week I started a new job with more regular hours, and I think he noticed because he's always accidentally running into other in the halls when I get home or in the parking lot. I made it a point to wait until he was going downstairs before I opened my door just in case. Today, my day off, I was coming back from the grocery store. I saw him as I was pulling in. There weren't any spots near where he was, so I parked further down and took my time gathering up my things and kind of cleaning out my car. He threw some stuff away in the dumpster not far from me and lingered and then closer to the stairs. I was kind of freaking out since he wasn't smoking and he was just standing there. I got out of my car. I had to go around in case to get a case of pop I had on the other seat. As I'm heading inside, I don't see him. I was walking by some cars and he was just in between them. I said, "Were you waiting for me?" And he kind of laughed and said it would be rude to leave without saying hi. I said it wouldn't be rude at all. Then he kept asking if I really liked the soda brand I was carrying. I said yes and started walking to the door. He kept trying to ask if I liked that brand of soda, and I just kind of nodded and tried to ditch him. After that, I just kind of left him in the parking lot. I don't know. I just have a weird feeling about our interactions and get a really bad feeling from him. If you've ever gone through something like this or know someone who has, which unfortunately I'm sure some of the squad has, I'd really just like to hear that I'm paranoid or not. No, you're not paranoid. That's your intuition telling you that this guy is dangerous. He's dangerous. You need to change your number. Okay, change your number. And then don't go giving men your number anymore. I done told y'all, get you a Google phone number. Okay, that's what if you give anybody your number for any reason, that's the number that you should be giving them, not your real cell phone number. So now you're gonna have to change your number. Okay, he's gonna be like, "Oh, I tried to text you and the call didn't go through." Say no, because I changed my number. There's a lot of people that have it. I don't want people to have my number anymore. I just don't want that. And what you're going to have to do, you're not being assertive enough. You're like running like a scared little mouse. And that brings out the predator in me. And I'm not saying you're responsible for his behavior. Don't get me wrong. It's just like a cat with a mouse. Now, if the mouse rears up and bites the fuck out the cat, then the cat's going to back up, right? But as long as the mouse is hiding and running all scared and looking all terrified, the cat's going to keep fucking with it because it knows it has the upper hand. That's how guy is being with you. So you're going to have to just be like, look, I don't want you waiting around for me. I don't want to really talk to you that much. I'm just trying to be friendly and neighborly with my neighbors, but you asking me to watch movies with you and stuff. I don't want to do any of the thing like that. I'm not trying to, be that close to anybody that I live nearby. I don't want that. So, sorry, but that's just how it is. That's how I feel. And then, just put him on waivers. You have to be more assertive and make sure that all your locks are nice and tight. You keep your windows locked and all the stuff that you need to do. But, at some point, if I were you, I'd be trying to look for a new place to live. I'm not feeling this dude at all. And if you know his name, you could look him up and see if he's got some, cases out on the, how they do on the internet. You can do the little background searches and see what's his story. If he has any kind of criminal record for stalking and harassment of women or worse. That might be good too to do. In which case you can then take that information to the leasing office and say, this guy has been harassing me and look what I found on him. I want out of my lease. I want to move and I want all my money so I can get out of here. I'm fearing for my safety. And they'll give it to you. If you have some documentation like that, you won't have no problems getting your money back. That's unfortunate because you live in a cheap place, I'm assuming, because you don't have too much money. But you're going to have to find another situation, maybe even rent a room in with a roommate or somewhere, two bedroom apartment, went with some other women or something like that, to keep your costs down, but move to a better neighborhood. And then you'll have people, that live with you and more people watching out for you. Okay. Question number 19, female, 30 to 35 from Ontario, Canada. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 8 years, and we have a 3-year-old son together. Our relationship was fantastic to begin with, but after the birth of our son, I feel it went south. I gained about 80 pounds that I've struggled to shed due to PCOS and my poor diet, and our arguing increased. Around 5 years into our relationship, he got a new phone and changed his password, so I didn't know it because he did. I was too snoopy. I snooped a bit, but that was just checking all as well, and I know he used to look at mine too. We had each other's passwords. So our eggplant life has been hit as my PCOS has caused me to have a nonstop menstrual cycle for months at a time. But before that, I felt pushed away, like he didn't want me anymore. But when we argued and I asked him to leave, he doesn't. I honestly believe he's only here for our son. So anyway, 5 months ago, he got a new phone and cleared his old phone and gave it to me. While he was at work, I, being me, decided to restore the old photos. To my horror, there were 15,000 images of women. This is not an overestimated amount. There were lots of sexy models, but this catalog included screenshots of his 2 ex-girlfriends, some of our female school friends from years back, females we know, family and friends of, and some even of his cousin. When I confronted him, he cried, but now this has been leaking in my mind. I think she means lurking. That there's something seriously wrong with me. I mean, my guy would rather look at 15,000 other women than me. It's really getting to me and has been on my mind all day. I don't feel our relationship is working. He's been so distant. Can you shed some light on this? We are month 29 and I'm just heartbroken. Oh, this shit's over. Everybody over there, whoa, girl, yikes. Basically, they're saying, what the fuck? But they're just using other words. I don't understand what you think there is here. What is it that you are looking for to happen here? You've been together, you have a kid, but that's still your boyfriend after 8 years. Y'all not married, so you don't have to really go through too much. Just get your kid and move out. File child support papers and go on with your life. Because there's nothing here who has 15,000 images of women and he taking sneaky pictures of, family friends and some of his female cousin, and he has all these women's pictures. That's pervy. It's a good thing you have a son instead of a daughter, because I'd be scared for her too. Get yourself out of this situation before something bad happens. He's around your female relatives. Little people have little kids and stuff, little teenage girls. No, you got to get rid. This guy is bad news. You got to get away from him. I just want to remind everybody who just came right now. You are watching What the Fuck Tuesday. This is what the show is. It's a weekly relationship advice live stream. I am the producer and host, Deborrah Cooper. And if you have a question that you'd like to submit to this show for a future broadcast, look in the show description down below, and you'll see a link. It's this part that says click here to get advice. Submit your question, something like that. Anyway, you click that, and then you can fill out the form and send your question and hope that it becomes a part of the show in a week or two or something. All right. Let's move on to question number 20. This is a young man in the 21 to 25 age group from Concord, California. I need some advice from my best friends. They are both in their early 20s. We have found out that the girl in the relationship is pregnant. She is against abortion, though. The boy has expressed strongly that he thinks it's best for her to have an abortion. He has been depressed since finding everything out because of not feeling ready, and also feeling like having a child right now would ruin his life. She is stuck as to what to do. She wouldn't want an abortion if he wasn't so against the baby, but also the fear that he may leave her or grow to resent her, and the baby is making her have second thoughts about abortion. Really need some of your thoughts on this. Thank you. They're both in their early 20s. He doesn't want the kid because he don't have no money. He's still in school. She's still in school. They don't have no money. They don't have shit to offer a kid. The best thing they could do is get an abortion. Now, if she really doesn't want to get an abortion, then she could go ahead and have it, I guess, and give it up for adoption. A lot of people want, babies, newborn or whatever. They lined up to get one. So, that's another option. But as far as them, those are like the only two choices. Okay? Those are the only two choices. They don't have shit. This is the part that always drives me crazy. People start romanticizing. Oh my God, I'm going to have a baby. It's going to be this and that. Don't you know how goddamn much babies cost? They are expensive as hell. I'm just like, we stay broke, because when you had daycare, daycare costs alone. Then you got to have, you can't use your cloth diapers. We use cloth diapers at home because it saves money. But we had to buy disposables to take to the daycare. We can't use the cloth diapers. And then you got to get the wipes, and you got to get all the stuff, and they clothes and all they furniture, little bed and whatnot, and all stuff. It's a capital investment. Then they grow up and they need to go to the doctor, and then you got to buy more clothes and more stuff and school stuff. And oh my God, don't let them play sports and also. It never stops. So as a very young person who's not even stable yet, what the fuck are you gonna do with a baby? They don't be thinking about that part. And then you'll be looking at other people to help you subsidize your child. Can you buy me some diapers? Can you buy us some food? Can you, we stay at your house and all that stuff. People don't want to be bothered with that shit. You the one was up there fucking making that goddamn baby. So that's your responsibility. And if once you talk to kids like that and they realize, wait a minute, this is going to cost a lot of money. I don't have no money. What am I going to do? Then they kind of get a reality check. But as long as they're surrounded by people who, are codependently saying, oh, God will make a way. We'll take care of it. This and that. I'll help you. I told my dad, I'm not helping you do shit. I wasn't the one in the bed fucking making it, and I'm not going to be the one responsible. So you remember that shit if you ever decide that you're going to pop up talking about, I'm pregnant, I'm having a baby. That's going to be your baby. I don't know shit. I don't have shit to do with it. So you just make sure you understand that. Yeah, they do. Just begging to be in poverty and life all fucked up before they even get started on it. Just don't make no damn sense. I just don't understand why so many of the girls decide to do that to themselves. It's just, they get romanticized in this baby thing. They don't stay a baby, and but they do stay in your pocket. I tell you that. That's what I say. I wasn't the one. But so you say, I didn't help create that child. That's so diplomatic. I say, I wasn't the one in bed fucking making that goddamn baby. But we just basically said the same thing. But your language is prettier. But I just want my daughter to understand this is what time it is. That's your problem. Okay, don't come bringing it to my house. And I don't want to hear no kids screaming. And I'm not babysitting. So those are the things they all be looking for other people to pitch in to do. No, not doing it. So that's what you need to tell. Just play this clip for them so they can get a fucking reality check. And if they don't believe it, ask them to look into how much daycare is so they can stay in school, how much the apartment's going to be, how much is formula and diapers and clothes, all that stuff, and starting healthcare insurance. They tell them to add all that up. And then look at that $62 that they bring home a week from their little part-time job at the fast food joint, and understand that you ain't no money. You can't have no kid. Question number 21, female, 21 to 25 from Cleveland, Ohio. So I asked if I could use my boyfriend's phone to look for something for a video game I was playing. And before I typed anything into the search bar, there was a list of things he previously and frequently searched for. I saw, quote, birds being eaten alive. Or baby birds being violently killed by either people or other animals, stomped on, kicked, thrown, even shredded alive, you name it. Wow. I love my boyfriend so much, but this changes things because I love animals with every fiber of my being. And it makes me feel betrayed. Why do these people write me? It makes me feel betrayed because he claims to love them too. He does. He just has a different kind of love. He loves to fuck them up, whereas you love to, love them up. But that don't mean he don't love them just as much as you. It's just different. He's never harmed any animals to my knowledge, but just watches horrifying videos about it. Popcorn has also been a frequent search, which is whatever, because dudes do watch that stuff. But it's worrying because I'm scared he watches the abuse videos for pleasure. Oh. So you don't know what kind of popcorn he's looking at, huh? Because it could be something where people are doing that kind of stuff to women. Oh. How do I approach this? I'm in love with this man, but I feel like I've been in love with a fake. What would you do if your SO was secretly doing this? Oh, girl, by the time. Okay, so this is me. Where's my phone? Oh, I don't know where my phone is. But let's just pretend that this, I have a flip phone. This is my magical flip phone, right? So I'm looking at the phone. I'm looking, I got the both parts on. I'm looking at the phone. And then I see those images and I close the phone. And then I put the phone down. And I go into the room and I start flinging my stuff in a suitcase. And then I'll be like, I'm going to my mom's house. And I'll be done. I don't know how you have the evidence of your boyfriend being some kind of super freak, weirdo, strange, fucked up in the head kind of sociopath. And you want to tell me how much you love him. You better love yourself and get yourself away from this maniac. Yeah, they start with, and they all say that. The little, those psychologists that they either start with fires or her harming animals, and then they move on to harming people, either children or women for the most part. So, every sign is there that this dude you guys are young, so he's still got plenty of time to continue his journey into freedom and murders. So you need to get away from this fool. Just tell him it's not going to work. Okay? It's not going to work. Wow. Who does that? You 21 to 25. Woo. Girl, you better I don't know where you're going to go. I don't know where your parents are, but you need to go somewhere like far, far away from this dude. Like today. Question number 22. This is a female 30 to 35 from Oakland. Do you think that single women and married women can be friends? I'm curious what your thoughts are on this one. Within the last few years, a number of my close girlfriends have gotten married, and I've noticed a similar pattern emerge in the process. I think because I'm one of the only single women in my group of friends, they tend to reach out to me and latch on after their honeymoon phase has ended. And in turn, I'm on the receiving end of their relationship stress. I can't tell you how many have confided in me about their husband's inappropriate behavior. Then I get dragged into the circus. It's gotten to the point where I've had to have the we need space or we're in different places talk with a number of them, and it sucks because it hurts every time. What bothers me the most is that it doesn't feel like a balanced relationship because we go through issues. They have their partner to lean on, and I don't have anyone. So it feels like a weird triangulation, two against one game. Ugh. And the worst, most painful part about these friendships is being there for them when they reach out to me. And then when I reach out to them because I needed something, I want to make plans, they use the excuse of needing to talk to their husband or they have plans with their husband's family. It's bullshit and it hurts. And it makes me think it's simply inappropriate for us to be close. So I've learned to set boundaries and distance myself from these friends. But I'm wondering, can married women and single women be friends? Oh, of course they can. But not these married women because they don't have any sense. These are the kind that sound like they would be stupid even if they were single. Right? You just didn't notice it before. But I'm sure they were doing the same thing, talking the same smack when they had boyfriends. You just didn't notice. But the thing about it is like, you have friends, they want to tell you this stuff about their husband. This is one thing if it's some fly by night dude, that they just tripping with. I mean, he ain't gonna be around next week anyway. So let's gossip about him. Okay. But your husband, the father of your children, the man you walked down the aisle with, I was at your wedding and shit, holding a little bouquet next to you as the maid of honor and all this old stuff here, bridesmaids and whatnot, photographer of the wedding. I used to do a lot of wedding photography. So I'm involved in the whole process, right? I don't want to hear about your dude like that because I got to be around you too much. I don't want you telling me all these things about his dick and all this stuff, all these personal things. There must be boundaries. I don't want to know that. I'm not trying to know them kind of things about your husband. Okay. And y'all fighting and stuff, that's y'all's business. I don't want to know that either. And then they'd be like, well, what am I going to talk to you about? I don't know. Well, what books have you read? Where you been lately? Where are you trying to go? What can we do together? What can we talk about? Hobbies, interests. We can talk about your kids even. But one thing we're not going to do is talk about your man. We're not going to do that. And that's my boundary. I don't want to know those things. And of course, they want somebody to vent to because they want to, this motherfucker here, let me tell you what this motherfucker did. And I just shut that down. I don't care what he did. You the one married him, deal with it. If you don't want to deal with it no more, then that means it's time to get a divorce. But whatever's the situation, don't tell me. I don't care. So anyway, that's my answer. Yes, married women and single women can be friends, but you have to have friends that have good boundaries and that respect their relationship. These friends that you have don't. And that's why you had to be the one to set the boundary for them about their relationship. They should have been doing that. That's really wild. Yeah, girl, Camille got it right. Girl, change them S's to Z's. Is my husband. And it's BOND. Husband, my husband. And they be wearing you out talking that shit. I don't care about that nigga. What you marry his clown ass for? You knew it was stupid before you even walked down the aisle. But you were so focused on being somebody's wife. That's all you could talk about. Oh, girl, when we get married, and I'm going to have this, and it's going to be my colors, and we're going to do this here, and we're going here and there on our honeymoon, and I'm going to have this music, and this going to be our first. They focus on the wedding. And then, but you be looking at the clown that they marrying. And I'm like, okay, did you forget the crazy shit he did while y'all was dating? Why would he gonna propose and try to keep you? Why would you say yes? You supposed to tell him to go take that ring and shove it up his ass. That's what you're supposed to do. There you go, Camille, husband. There you go. I see it up there. Exactly. That's how they be saying it too. I don't want to know these things. I don't want to. Girl, that's what they be saying. I just be looking at them like, oh my God, how many seconds can I get out of here? Okay, let's move on to question 23. We got 25 questions, so we're nearing the end. Female, 26 to 30 from Eugene, Oregon. I was reading a rant on Facebook about men who start sexual conversations too soon, and it made me realize it is seriously not normal. This is what bugs me. A while ago, I gave my number to a guy on a dating site, and then completely forgot about it. He messaged a couple of days ago, and yesterday proposed a call. And it was such an amazing conversation. We talked for more than an hour, and it felt really good. He also claims he's looking for something serious, blah, 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 wife and so on your first conversation, and you believed him. 26 to 30. Aren't you kind of old to not be up on that game, girl? He continued messaging me after, and we were chatting and so on, and he asked for bikini pictures. I'm like, for real? I haven't dated for a while, so I really forgot how this goes. We sent some bikini pictures to each other, nothing too personal, some stuff I have on my Instagram. And then, boom, he sends me a picture of his body, luckily without the dick, but a very intimate picture. I was like, what the fuck? This was going so well. What's wrong with him? Told him that he's a player, and then I went offline. Later on, he sent me long rants about that I should find someone more conservative and that he was excited about us, blah, blah, justifying his behavior and also telling me that he is genuine. The whole experience felt awful. I don't even know why. He is just a stranger. But it was just such a strong clash between our conversation and those messages after. Is he just a major player or just stupid? Is this normal? Why do men do this? Okay, let's start with you though. Let's talk about you. Why do you put bikini pictures on Instagram? Why would you do that? You know how nasty men are. You know that those pictures end up in really odd sites, and you know that they take those pictures and Photoshop your body using other faces or your face using other bodies in negative types of pictures. I wish you women would wise the fuck up and stop putting all those pictures like that online. Just dumb. Just dumb, just like so fucking naive and clueless. In spite of all the stuff that you know is going on in the world, you still do that dumb shit. Okay, then, as if that's not bad enough, because if you have your page locked down, he's not going to see it. That might be all right, right? But no, you go and send it to him. A relative stranger, one who you sent your number to time ago and didn't have enough sense of courtesy to call you then. He going to wait months and months until all his well dries up and he's rifling through the numbers he has. So, yeah, I never called her. Let me see what she's talking about. And so he's fine and you bite. And the first thing out of his mouth is he's looking for a wife and all this old bullshit. You supposed to tell him, nigga, stop fucking lying. You ain't looking for no wife online. Stop lying. I'm not going for that game. Don't be trying to play me like that. Just think I was born yesterday. That's how you're supposed to respond to that shit. You're supposed to just shut it down. It's like, even if you are looking for a wife, what makes you think I would want to be married to you? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Okay? That's what you tell him. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Keith, no, he didn't say that to Nita. We had to talk his ass into it. He's like, I kid. What I gonna do? Exactly, Keith. The other 15, now he got 15,008. You know, this young lady, you just are too naive. Get your ass off of social media till you listen to some of these videos on this channel about how the games that men run, because you just so brand new on the dating sites and dealing with these men on these social media sites. You got to get your game sharper than this. You just too new. Thanks, Camille. This don't make no damn sense. And you actually believed him. I could tell because you mentioned it. He claimed he was looking for something serious, blah, blah, blah. That was where the letter should have ended, because you should have hung up on her for even trying to run that tired ass 1962 game. Nigga, don't nobody want to be married to you, you crispy critter. Exactly. You want to, like Shay said, you want to, you should go to church, not on the dating site. I just don't. Exactly, Michelle. That's what you do. You know, the instant they come at you sideways, ladies, the instant they say something that's disrespectful, that's too overly familiar, that hints of anything sexually rated, and this man hasn't even taken you out on a date, you ain't even laid eyes on him, all your contacts is on social media, and the first thing he's talking about is what's in your underwear and what's in his, you ought to know that you ought to have better boundaries than that. The second they do, you don't need to give them a whole bunch of lecture, although I do enjoy cussing them out. But, you know, I could cuss somebody out of my sleep. That's effortless for me. But some of you get really upset about it. I could be like, you know, monkey motherfucker. Okay, that's how I cuss folks out. It's just what I do. So I would do that, and not even my breathing wouldn't even accelerate, exchange, nothing. But you could, I can see that you would be like, you was all into it, and you was thinking that, you know, this was going to be the start of something, that he finally responded to you and all this old stuff here. And you've got feelings involved, you know. I felt awful. You shouldn't have been having any feelings about him at all, good, bad, otherwise. Indifferent, nothing. He was just a fool on the phone. Look at the video about how to control. It's called Control Your Emotions. You need to start there, and then you listen to some of these other ones about the games men run and all this kind of stuff. And then if you need some particular recommendations, write me. I could do that, Keith. I could do that in my sleep because I just do it so much. Oh my God. I would rather cuss than say hello. They'd be like, hi there, fuck you. That's how I say hello. Oh, my man behind the mask. Thank you, Camille. See, they know my videos titles better than I do. I just keep swearing one of these days I'm gonna get some high school or college person to just pay them to go through my catalog and make the titles and put the links and stuff in the document so I can do this. Yes, Vanna girl. Now me and Vanna be exchanging emails all the time. Vanna, you know me by now. We've been exchanging emails for a year. You and me and Diana Prince. I'd be talking to y'all more than I talk to my relatives. I swear. Okay, let's move on. Question number 24. This is the next to last one. Oh, you say, is this why do men do this? This was your final question. They do it because it works. So many women don't have any fucking boundaries or sense. So they get their free jollies. They don't have to pay no OnlyFans fee. Crazy loons. Okay, this is from a man in the 30 to 35 age group from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm 34. I've been in a relationship with my now fiance, 28, since January 2018. We bought a house together 4 months ago, and I'm on the verge of anything with her. She comes from a well-off family, but I grew up poor. Her parents are always helping her with money. I put in $10,000 on a house, and her family and her put in $60,000. Ooh. Deb, I work very hard, 2 jobs, and we have a wedding to pay for next year that's going to cost $80,000. I'm trying to save as much as possible. She is constantly trying to get us to go away for a weekend or eat out at restaurants. I'm fed up with her for this. Why doesn't she realize that I can't save money and take her to do all the things she wants to do at the same time? I've told her several times that I can't save and I need to stop the bleeding, but she just doesn't get it. She wants to go away next weekend and then again the following for her birthday and wants to eat out tonight. Like, what the fuck? I'm so frustrated. She also had the tendency to bring up now her and her family has paid for our home. I do pay my share of the mortgage. On another note, she is so dirty. She quit her job 3 weeks ago and does minimal chores around the house while I'm working and I'm finding time to scrub the tubs, toilet, sinks, vacuum, mop, etc. By her definition, she does chores too, like laundry or dishes, but that's about it. I'm also asking her why she does dishes by hand when we have a dishwasher. It's the straw that broke the camel's back, and I'm at the verge here to throw in the towel and call it quits. All she does is lay around and scroll through Instagram or Facebook or gossip on the phone. Her attitude is negative and she's always complaining. I don't know how I managed to fall in love with this woman, but those feelings are beginning to fade. We hardly ever have eggplant anymore because I'm also turned off by her personality. What in the world is the best thing to do? The best thing to do is go where you have your money saved up for this wedding, pull it out and put it in a different bank in a different account under your name only. Then you go see an attorney because you're going to need some of that money to pay the attorney fees. And you are going to send her and her family a note telling them to buy you out of the house for your share of the equity, and you want your $10,000 down payment back. And then that's what you're going to do. Then you are going to take your money and run. That's what you're going to do. You're going to go and you're going to buy yourself a house. You can get yourself, I don't know what they have in the housing prices in Columbia, South Carolina aren't that bad. Get yourself a nice one of them little cottage looking houses they have down there with the big porch and all that kind of stuff. You can even get one that's kind of a fixer upper because you got some money saved up and you can fix up the porch and paint it and all this stuff here, right? You can get a nice house down there for less than $200,000. I know that. So you do that. And then you start your life by yourself and you find a woman who has the values that you have about partnership and money management. Because right now you got somebody who's in a totally different mindset about that than you are. She want to sit on her ass and be taken care of like a princess. And you're working 2 jobs. I mean, I admire your hustle and stuff. Your work ethic is phenomenal. Your ideas that you have and your goal and your ability to achieve them are all wonderful traits for a young man to have. But you're wasting them in a situation with a woman who's not going to appreciate them. Okay, she's used to things being given to her, and you're used to working for what you have. So it puts you guys at opposite ends of the spectrum, right out the gate because you're not used to nobody giving you nothing. You work for what you have, and like I said, I appreciate that about you. So you go and you find you a woman who is on your more on your page, okay? Because this chick ain't it. She ain't it. But you get that attorney though, so you don't get you because her family got money, so they gotta have a good attorney. So you make sure you get you one, so you get all your money out that damn house, and any furniture you bought and stuff, you take it with you when you go, okay? And you put anything into it like plumbing or I don't know some kind of stuff in it, you make them pay you for that too. I hope you still have the receipts. You get every dime from that bitch that you put into that fucking house and from her bitch ass family. Then you going about your business. You don't have to justify your feeling to me. I already know what you feel. Just hearing it. You just done. She just stupid. Yeah, yeah. Make sure you don't fuck her. You don't. He said they're not really having it anymore. But you make sure you don't have none, so you don't get trapped with a baby and stuck. Okay. So watch what you do with your dick. Don't put it nowhere near her. Question number 25. This is a male. This is our last question of the week. Male 25 to 30 from Liverpool, England. I need suggestions on how I can subtly ask a girl to pay for the next date because I don't think I should pay all the time. Oh, you don't? This is the deal. This girl and I have been on several dates, and it just so happens that I have been paying for everything. We pretty much come from a similar background and understanding about the importance of saving money. On plenty of other dates before, the girl would at least offer to pay, but this one does not. She makes more money than I do, but I don't think she knows that though. Do I wait for her to initiate the next date and expect her to pay, or do I bring it up before we think of something to do? Well, I'm going to say this. You see that she's the kind of girl who does expects the man to pay for the dates. You asking her out, that means your ass pays for the date. Now, if you have a woman who you ask out and she offers to pay half or leave a tip or something like that, you should consider yourself lucky. A lot of men, not wanting to go that route and look like a fool will decline. I've been out with guys that were insulted. They were talking about how they were insulted that a woman did that because they're taking her out and it makes them feel manly and, like they're doing the right thing. And then she come reaching in her purse, popping down her credit card or something. Excuse me, they feel insulted. So it becomes a very delicate thing for a woman not knowing which kind of guy, is across the table from her. And is he going to be receptive to it or is he going to feel insulted? And it's a real dilemma. However, am with her. I ain't paying shit. I'm not paying. Why should I? You could have won to my company. I paid all this money for my new dress, my new heels, got my nails done and everything. And then you think I'm going to pay half too? Fuck you. I could have went out and took myself out. I don't need to pay half. And you eat more than me anyway. So the bill, when they do that, the bill's always high as hell because men they eat the giant plates of food and stuff. Women don't eat that much. And then they want you to pay half. Fuck that. You pay your own and I'll pay mine and I'm out and I will never see you again. So I'm going to say this. If you're ready to never see her again, then sure, you bring that subject up. You do that. And you will kill any chance you ever had of being with this girl like on the spot. That's what will happen to you. Your best bet, sir, is if this is tapping your wallet and you don't have that much money, you're a young cat, you don't have that much money, well, then you need to get creative and look online. I probably have some ideas for inexpensive dates online for Liverpool, England. I don't know what's in Liverpool, England. I'm in the U.S. But it's like, there have to be some fun and creative things that y'all could do together, spend time together that aren't like, going to fancy dinners and stuff like that. Guys always default to those kind of dates. And those aren't really necessarily the most fun things, that most memorable. You want something that's going to make her, you're going to create a memory. And if you think of it as dating is that way, how can I create a memory with this person so that even in their old age, they will still think of me? Get creative. Use your imagination. Investigate. You got the internet on your damn phone and find out what kind of things are going on in the community, what kind of music, outdoor music concerts or I don't know what they have in Liverpool, England, but I'm just saying, those are some things like in the summer, they have a lot of music fests and stuff like that. You go to that, you bring a picnic. I mean, I don't know, a lot of times they're free. They're in the park or they cost, some minimal $10 or something like that. And, you got to pay to park your car sometimes. and then you put a blanket down, you eat your food, and then people up dancing, and they have their little bottle of wine, they dancing and whatnot, and it's a fun afternoon, and you spend $20, maybe 25, depending on what you put in your picnic basket. So, just get creative. Think of fun things like that you guys can do together. Spend time getting to know this woman. But, like I said, I'm thinking you're not reading the room here. The room is saying that this ain't that kind of girl that's going to appreciate you telling her she needs to pay out. So, like I said, you do that at your own risk. If you really, you keep asking her out, so obviously you like her, but I'm telling you, focusing on that instead of getting your mind right and getting creative with your money, then you're going to fuck it up. And then you're going to feel wish you hadn't been so cheap. There's a way to do everything. And you need to figure out how to do this in a way that doesn't push her away. All right. So that's what I have to say. We're going to be back Thursday. We have an exciting show. Thanks to Miss Vanna. Vanna done sent me something that just inspired me. We're going to talk about leftover men, the men that are going to pretty much probably die single and alone because women don't want them. They just don't want them. And we're going to talk about why women don't want them, what guys can do if they find themselves, headed in that direction, but that's not the way they want to be. You're still a young dude. You got some time to fix that situation before you end up 40, 50, 60, 70 years old in a nursing home with nobody coming to see you and nobody giving a fuck that you about to take your last breath. So, I think a lot of men don't understand that, you be tricking off your youth and stuff and you don't have nothing to show for it. It's going to be a really interesting discussion. I think guys really need to pay attention to how you living in your youth and make plans to cover your ass with women before you get crazy. And then next week, we're going to have my friend Ken, the 15th week, Ken, we're going to be talking about parenting and how about women raising sons. That should be really interesting. And then we know What the Fuck Tuesday is coming up again. So we got a lot of great stuff on the channel. Please hit that subscription button before you dip out. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Be here at 6 p.m. Pacific. See you then. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.